going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I'm checking out the one and only Neil Young. The song is titled Needle and the Damage Done. That title. I don't know what this song is about, but that title would lead me to believe it's probably about drug abuse. I could be wrong. But, I mean, that's a pretty distinctive title. It's not, like I just did a reaction to Incubus, and the song was called Dig. It's like, what's this going to be about? But when you say this, I need to keep pulling it up for myself. Needle and the Damage Done. That's what I would lead to believe off of first rip. Anyways, I've become more of a fan of Neil Young as I've listened to him. What really put me over the top, what is it, Buffalo Springfield? I didn't even know. I was like listening to them. I didn't even know his relevance to Buffalo Springfield, which y'all are like, that's crazy. But anyways, let's stay on track here. What was I talking about? Some of the first things I reacted to, I was like, oh, this is cool. I respect it. I don't know if it would make the playlist. I believe stuff like Harvest Moon or Old Man. I was just like, okay, this is cool. I could see why people rock with him. But I wasn't like some super fan. I wasn't fanned out over Neil Young. I was just like, oh, whatever, Then I heard, what was it? Into the Black, Hey, Hey, My. What the are we talking about, y'all? That changed my whole perspective on Neil Young, personally. I didn't even know he did that. Like, you got to think. I think I heard, Old Man, Harvest Moon, and Heart of Gold. And then you hear Into the Black, Hey, My. And like from an outsider, a guest in the space. And I'm over here just thinking he's a folk artist. Yeah. My whole perception on Neil Young changed. Oh, and Rockin' in the Free World. Son of a... Come on. Anyways, I'm checking this out. I know it's I'm kind of winded, but F what y'all talking about. If you're like, I think this is the time to give someone their flowers and talk about like the impact of hearing his music is. I'm doing a fucking music reaction. I don't know. Sometimes I guess I let the comments get to me. Yeah, you know which ones they are. You talk too much. Why the fuck are you even on my channel, broski? I don't know. But anyways, welcome back, you guys.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome
Hello.
back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. If you want to check out my other channel, Pegasus vs. the World, over there I've been doing movie reactions and travel vlogging. However, over here's where I do all the music and the music reactions. If you want access to these reactions early, there's a link in the description to our membership. Gives you early access. I try to update it every day, and there's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been released yet, so you get to have some fun in there. Regardless, thank you guys for your support. Huge shout out to all of the members on the channel helping me keep the lights on, baby. Let's get this thing started. We're checking out Neil Young, Needle and the Damage Done. It says Unplugged. Is this on like a MTV Unplugged? It looks like the set of a MTV Unplugged. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. For all the people getting mad, getting their in a bunch, no. I don't do research before I react to a song. Do you want to know why? Because a lot of times it ruins the reaction. You start doing research and the AI engines and the Google engines start giving you all this extra information that can sometimes spoil it. I want my own interpretation of the song. I want to hear it with my own ears and not with other people's ideas or whatever they want to push on me. So, hey guys, go watch this on Neil Young's official YouTube channel. What I'm doing is not a substitute for the original. People are here for the commentary and the reaction, and let's go. This is Neil Young, Needle and the Damage Done.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Oh, the damage done. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched a needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done. I sing a song because I love the man. I know that some of you don't understand. Milk blood to keep from running out. I seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone. But every junkie's like a setting sun. I seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone. Every junkie's like a setting sun.
Yo, this is crazy because this is very straightforward. I seen the damage of the needle done. Every junkie is like the setting sun. And when I saw the title, I thought, oh, drug abuse, right? And we're talking about what I would believe is heroin addiction. The reason this is riveting and jarring to me, this is like a full circle moment for me. And you guys, please clarify, because I'm having this moment because of you in the comments. When I reacted to Into the Black by Neil Young, Hey, Hey, My, that one specifically, I was just charged up. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and people started putting in the comments that Neil Young is the godfather of grunge. I didn't say the creator, the inventor. I'm saying this is what people said in the comments, the godfather of grunge. And I questioned that, but it stuck with me. I was like, really? Then I heard, Rockin' in the Free World and something else, and I was like, I can kind of see something there. The full circle moment I'm having. Now, I don't see a MTV logo, so I don't think this is MTV Unplugged. There's this interesting parallel to Lane and Alice in Chains, Down in a Hole. Performance, Unplugged on MTV. And maybe I'm reaching here, but there's this, he's telling the story, and I don't know if, Neil ever had to deal with heroin addiction or if he's telling it from, things he's seen. I don't know. I don't know. How could I know in a first time reaction? But this intimate setting and singing like this, there's this unique parallel, and I'm only grasping it because y'all were all in the comments were like, yo, he's the godfather of grunge. The performance of Nutshell and Down in a Hole by Alice in Chains on MTV Unplugged. There's this uncanny parallel. I'm not comparing voices. I'm not comparing styles, nothing. But just something there just kind of sparked for me to talk about. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Neil Young's voice is extremely unique and distinct. It's like almost feels like it's going to break while he's singing, but it never does. It just continues. It's like, I don't want to say it sounds weak. There's just something distinct. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, but he just keeps going and he makes it work. It sounds fire. Anyways, it feels like he's soft-spoken almost. But you can't mistake his voice for anyone else's, right? Like sometimes I make these examples of like sometimes, I'll be at the gym and they'll play Creed or Three Doors Down or some other band in that kind of sound signature like Nickelback. And I personally won't be able to tell the difference because of, me being an outsider, not listening or owning a record from these people. That can't happen with Neil Young. Anytime I've heard his voice, it's super distinctive. It's like, oh, that's Neil Young. It's kind of like Phil Collins and some of these voices where it's like, now I can recognize it. I'm like, oh, that's. Anyways, fantastic. And the story and kind of the sympathy for someone who's going through this type of addiction within the lyrics. Again, this is being performed unplugged. I'm getting almost like a folk type of style, which I get. This actually fits along the lines of like a Harvest Moon, Old Man, or Heart of Gold almost. Like it's in that vein for me personally, in comparison to, my wig flying off hearing Into the Black. But let's continue. Let me rock. I brought it back a little bit. I really want to listen to this a little further. There's a sincerity in the lyrics and in his voice. And it's tragic. If you've ever lost anyone to any type of substance abuse, it's very hard to hear stuff like this. But I want to, let's listen. Let's keep listening.
I sing a song because I love the man. I know that some of you don't understand. Milk blood to keep from running out. I seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone, but every junkie's like a setting sun.
Yo, so the poetic nature of this, there's a little part of this in everyone. We all are addicted to something. There's all one little thing we have a vice. You drink too much soda. It could be drug addiction. You're addicted to women, partying, like whatever the case may be. We all have a vice. And at least something little for you perfect people out there. I know I ain't perfect. But that is so heavy. There's a little piece in everyone. And the junkie is like the setting sun, which is this bittersweet moment. Do you think about that? The poetic nature of a junkie is like a setting sun. Like, we're all alive. And the sun is beautiful when it sets. And we all have that beauty as human beings. Like, it's just, the beauty of human nature is there, but it goes away and it sets, and then the darkness kicks in. He just says it so quickly. It's such a brief thing, but if you really think and absorb the poetic nature, every junkie is like a setting sun. I'm sure there's people like, oh, it's like a setting sun, we say it, but I don't know. Something poetic hit me in that one. It could be you could simplify and just be like, yeah, great, whatever. But there's a depth and layers to that poetic nature of that stanza or that bar that I'm truly enjoying. Anyway.
Seen the needle and the damage done. A little part of it in everyone. Every junkie's like a setting sun.
Cooked. He went crazy. The way it was written, I'm thinking, I don't know if it's about like if he had to battle an addiction with drugs. Neil Young, I don't know. I don't think this song is, because he said it's because I love the man. And that moment to me kind of uncovered or highlighted potentially like it's about a friend or someone he knew or someone that he loved, and he's singing this song for them. And I've seen the damage from the needle done. I've seen it firsthand. But you could be telling a story about your life, like, yo, I've seen the damage done because it fucked up my whole life, and I've recovered, and I'm singing from that perspective. But that's not what I'm getting here. And again, I could be totally off, you guys. This is a first-time listen. you're not going to get everything in the first time listen, but I do feel like this is about a friend or someone from the outside and him singing that song. And this is a sad song. This is melancholy. It's somber, but it's real. And that's why I think I like it. It's authentic. It brings me to this place where I've lost people, and sometimes for lack of, using specific words on YouTube, they took themselves out because of a traumatic situation. Let's say there's one person in my life where, his marriage didn't last and his significant other made it a thing to take the kids and, and, he ended up taking himself out. And that one still kind of stings. And there's a few people like that in my life, and there's a few people who went out because of alcoholism, not heroin, but alcoholism. And it stings hearing something like this. I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to keep it a buck because I'm not here to pander to an audience. I really enjoyed this song and the journey it took me on when it comes to those feelings. And for me, it's more of losing people to addictions or to, taking themselves out. However, would this make a playlist for me? This is too dark for my playlist. Maybe if something very specific happened in my life and and I could see this helping someone get through it. But for me, this is just a little too dark for the playlist. But again, there's a bittersweetness about it. Like the whole sunset line, that kind of says everything, right? The sun shining and then the darkness comes. The day is over. Anyways, Neil Young's done it again. He's freaking done it again, you guys. Let me know what I got, what I missed. I would love for you guys to go crazy in the comments and let me know about this phrase, the godfather of grunge. Do I need to take that out of my vocabulary? Is that fake news or is that a legit thing? Again, when I heard Into the Black, hey, my socks were blown off. And then when y'all started saying that in the comments, that's where I was like, I can actually see that. And I'd agree with that, but I don't want to be on here as a guest to a lot of this music. I don't want to be out here like perpetuating some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to be on point as much as I can for being a rap guy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, you guys let me know what I got, what I missed. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.